Let's go ahead and bring in Steiner Sports CEO, Brandon Steiner.
One of the country's top memorabilia mogul.
I have an unbelievable guest, Brandon Steiner.
Brandon's second to none.
These women that I'm about to introduce you to, Mindy and Patty from PINNZ Originals, well, they've got a pretty cool idea too. It's an interesting concept, came across, so thank you when you email in businesses you're in, if you have sales ideas or entrepreneurial ideas. I love hearing from you. Right now, I'm going to answer some questions during the next half hour. So if you have a question about a business you're in or something you're doing, please email in. Did I say like and share? Like and share. Share the wealth. Help other people that you know. This show is all about trying to help you get from where you are to the next level. Doesn't matter what level you're at. We're going to do everything we can to hook you up, possibly with an investor or just some direction or a contact, whether it's somebody watching, somebody we know. We love entrepreneurism, and I want to see you do well. All right, Mindy and Patty, I have to start with, first of all, you're working me already with the orange and blue. I mean, you had to go Syracuse. You had to go Syracuse.
We had to.
Love these. Very cool, man. I got to tell you, this is just simple and cool. What's your story?
Patty's dad invented the first bowling shirt in 1946. And she started Nat Nast. His name was Nat Nast. So those shirts that you used to see, Charlie Sheen, Matthew Perry, Larry David, Tony Soprano, that was Patty.
So that was your dad?
No.
So, yes, and he sold the company in 71 and passed away in 86. But I forgave him for both of those things.
Okay, that's fair.
And launched a menswear company in 2000 that was really a little bit outside of the box.
How
it
so?
It was Calvin Klein, very narrow. Everything was and here were these crazy colored bowling shirts.
You just told me like that was boring. You want to do something more fun.
I wanted to do an authentic American brand based on real heritage, real history.
What's the number 10, in the back, the number 10, like what does that stand for? Where does that come from?
So this shoe wanted to have an identity from the front, the side, the back, and the original bowling shoes had, your size on the back.
Yeah, that's right.
Except that there's a lot of women who wear a size 10.
Don't want to know that.
11 maybe. They don't want to know that. So our logo is a 10-pin, which is the original 10-pin overhead view of it. So we use the 10 as, although this could have maybe a major league logo, maybe a college logo, maybe it's a space to...
I'm thinking more of a player logo or a player's number logo.
Yeah.
But are these in all different colors? Are you following a college scheme here, or it's pretty wide open? First of all, what's the website? Where do I get these things? First, Ben, we got to pull the website up. What's the website?
PINNZ.com.
You got pins? Good for you.
Yeah, good for me.
See, you can never let, really, I'm a little older, but we pick up quick. And that's a good website. That's an easy website to remember, PINNZ.com. So if I go on the website, what am I going to see? I can order sneakers right now. You're already in business. You're rolling, or is it still a pre-order phase, a concept?
Pre-order.
No, there's no pre-order. Okay, so we are poised to launch. We have spent a good deal of time making sure we had... Okay, so let me just explain where we sit for a second.
So this is the where are you now phase.
So there's the 1919 basketball sneaker. We all know what that is. And then there's the 1970s skate sneaker. We all know what that is. But this sneaker would have been unbelievable when I was a kid. But a 1950s inspired sneaker that is really comfortable. What size are you?
13.
Okay, I can't put it on you because I only have up to 11. But
I used to be an 11, but
this is
nothing else has grown, and my hair's not growing. Nothing else has grown, but my feet have grown.
So
Go
this
figure.
is a price point.
Don't go there and don't comment on that either. I don't want to hear it. By the way, if you have any comments, if you like these sneakers, I want to hear from you now. If you have a question about entrepreneurism, whatever, I want to hear from you. Please, but we'll read your questions off in a minute. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah. Love these
the
sneakers.
reason
These
to
are
start
cool.
a company is if there's a vacant space. If it's not occupied already, not to just copy something, but to fill a vacant space. And although there's, for 100 years, the 1919 basketball sneaker has sold 2 styles. Okay, that's a really good product. And the 70s skates. So, but this is my space and this is our space. So
Like, this is something I would kind of wear if I was just hanging out. This seems kind of cool. I guess my question is for you, who is this sneaker for? Like, I get the style, and I get you're a garment person who's got style and got some, you got some flash, and you understand how to make things cool. I get that. But this, I mean, not just reading you. I mean, I've just met you, so there's not. But I think this is cool. So somebody's got some coolness going on in their blood, and I assume you two have some coolness going on as far as. But who is this sneaker for? Is this for my daughter who's 25? Is this for a 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid in high school? I'm 58. Can I be wearing these? I mean, tell me.
Absolutely. Our core. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Our core, our teens, tweens, and 20s, and college, we're finding the moms and dads from the 4-year-old kid to the 80-year-old man are loving these sneakers because it's not just a sneaker. We're actually doing something with these sneakers in an Instagram launch where we are giving back to numerous charities with 10,000 pairs being made for different influencers, different celebrities with 10,000 pairs. Give $10 per pair to people's charities because it was a core purpose of this company to be able to give back and really be able to make a change in the world. Maybe it's something when you turn a certain age you want to do, but I'll tell you that's what we had in mind from the very start. And so this is really what we're about. These are also the only sneakers with a pair and a spare. Your lucky left shoe to the game, mismatch for the kids. It's fun.
Take
exciting.
me through. Hold on. We're going too many directions here. So if I had a charity, like I have 2 homes, a boys and a girls home in White Plains, and I want all my friends to wear a pair of sneakers to support those 2 homes. Or I have a friend, Joel Palmieri. We were here yesterday talking about opioids. We create a special sneaker for opioids. You buy that sneaker with a percentage of the money going to fight.
No, it's not a percentage. It is a very clear, carved out. All right, so how many people do you reach on your social media?
Close to 1 million.
And how many people do they reach on their social
A lot.
media? And how many people do we reach? Okay.
A lot.
So we make 10,000 pairs of shoes.
Okay.
Okay. You're not paying for that. And you know what? They fit great. They're really comfortable. And they're in the $70 price point. I mean, they're disposable.
So a
And
pair.
then what
This is
happens-
2 or 3, by the way. I get 2. I get 2 of these.
You get a pair.
A
Period.
left and a right.
Okay, yeah.
How much does this sell for?
$65 to $70.
And then a part of that's going to go to charity.
$10.
$10 a pair.
It's going to
Okay.
charity.
So we're going to raise $100,000 for your charity with 10,000 pairs. Okay, if you've got million followers.
Now, in that 10,000 pairs, that can be a multiple of colors. People are going to be able to choose, or am I designing?
This is a special color combination.
Have you done that for any charity?
With a limited edition and a hang tag and all of that.
About the charity.
About the charity and all of that. And no, we haven't done it. That's what we're doing.
I'm going to be your first.
That's right.
You're going to be our first. And whether it's Syracuse and a scholarship fund, whether it's a walk, whether it's a Westchester really valuable. So who out of all the people that follow you and do all that, couldn't we get 1% of those people to buy shoes? And if they did and we donated $10 a pair, we'd have $100,000.
That's cool. I like that.
And that's what we want to do. I mean, we do want to bring pins to market, but we really want
I got that part of the idea. Let me ask you this. Right now, if I wanted to buy a pair of these, could I, or it's still not quite ready to launch? Because you're still just pulling everything together. You're weeks away, or where are you?
We have to answer your question, you cannot buy 1 pair of these today. We have our synergistic retailers lined up waiting for the pieces of the charities to be plugged in. So that's where we are.
So I'm going to walk into Neiman Marcus, and there may be 5 or 6 styles for different AIDS, for HIV, or
Yes,
for our
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
drug addiction, for
Yes.
blood.
Military, we're doing as well.
So the,
Yep.
the retailers will then partner up with you
Yes.
to support the charities. So you're really not going to be selling direct to consumer,
No.
but a charity may, or a retailer will.
No,
No.
we
Or-
are going to be 90% of the direct to consumer.
Okay.
And we're going to choose a synergistic
Retailer.
retail
Okay.
partner for each individual.
So I will be able to go to
Yes.
PINNZ.com and buy a pair of these if I want at some point.
Not today.
Not today, but some point.
when we do the first ramp up with you, and we choose whoever.
How about with me?
is-
Let's not get ahead of ourselves
no,
just
with,
yet.
with
We have a
some-
ride to the city after this.
some-
We're gonna spend some
someone
time.
you
We may
introduce us
stop at a
to.
drive-through at some point. That's as intimate we're going to get.
When we
Nah, I'm
do the
going kidding. Go ahead, go ahead.
Syracuse, then we're going to pick a retailer who that
Okay, I got
college
it.
customer goes to, and maybe they'll have 10% of them, but there'll be a retail. The rest
Is
of
this
them will come
is
straight
$60
to
or
us.
$70 the right price? How have you come up with that price? Based on other
We've-
sneakers, or
Because I ran a business before, and because we have great margins, and because if we do mostly direct to consumer, we can do that with absolutely no problem.
Okay.
If we sell through retailers, as the old
50
school was,
50% markup.
then we don't do that.
Okay.
But then we do it a different way. But
now have you done some market research? Have you sampled this? What's your feedback you've gotten?
Yes.
If you have feedback out there, tell me what you think of these sneakers. Would you wear these? What's your age approximately? And is this something you're interested in? If you have a charity out there that you're interested maybe in, well, let's hear from you also, because a 10,000 pair play is not a lot for a bigger charity, even a medium-sized one. Immediately, I'm thinking FSW, but I'm also thinking maybe opioids, which I'm working on with Joe Palmieri, which if we can come up with a cool pair, it would have to be, my game here would be, just right out of the top, I would say I would go to a, not that you guys aren't great designers and visionaries, which I think you are actually, these are very cool, but I would go to a name designer that's not in the shoe wear business and ask him to design one pair of sneakers for me for the opioids with you guys, so we have that name with us to go fight opioids. And I would ask everybody to buy a pair and hopefully go sell a gazillion of them, because that cause needs to be fought and needs to be fought now. And this would be getting everybody on their feet, literally, as far as going to fight this. Because that's what we need to do. We need to get on our feet to fight that disease at the same time, or fight that what's going on where so many kids are
Epidemic.
overdosing. It's an epidemic. Everybody needs to be on their feet when it comes to that. At the same time, raising money would be a huge thing. And if we can go sell a lot of pair, that's the first thing I would do.
yeah, and it would be so easy because
Can I design my own and send
Yeah,
it to
Here's
you?
what we could.
Yes,
Yes,
you
here's
Because that's
what
the
we
thing for a
could do.
charity out there. They
Yes.
may want to design their own.
They-
You'll manufacture and
we're
work it.
putting custom hang tags on their
So
limited edition.
this can change
so-
to a logo that has to do with opioid. The lining can be whatever. This panel could be, and a color combination, and a great hang tag. At NatNast, I told American stories on a hang tag. They were limited edition. They were numbered, and it's very important. If we're going to make 10,000 pairs, maybe 5 of them we pull out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They get either autographed or something and sold at auction. They can bring a lot of money. There's things that we can do with any product, but especially something that that speaks to really the cause and the importance of it. So
I'm here with the inventors and the starters and the founders of PINNZ, PINNZ.com. I hope you're joining and enjoying this. If you have a question out there, please email in. Ben, we have any questions coming up?
I'll get a few going.
All right, we'll get a few of your questions going in a minute. Hope you're enjoying this. But this is like, I love this because this is like, to me, I think the highest level of entrepreneurism going on in this country right now are, most people think it's youth and younger people. And there is a lot going on with younger people, but the highest number of entrepreneurism, and the highest number of people in entrepreneurs is 55 to 65. It's over 50. They have the money, they have the experience, the know-how. They've been doing a lot of things like you guys have for a while, and then see an opening, see a gap, and able to put a little flair and pizzazz into it with the experience you have. That's exactly what I loved about having you guys on the show, is because I think that a lot of people think the entrepreneur thing is all about an app, but it's not. The app, calm down on the app, calm down. The app. I know about the apps. Everybody thinks they got a little idea for an app. You know how hard it is to get an app off the ground? But it's hard to come up with a product and put it in play. But you got to have the experience like you guys do to do that. And I think
And
I think
also
there's a
have
lot
to
of
say-
older people watching that think that the paint's dry, that they just have to do what they're doing and then, you know, get the box ready. Like, no. Take your hand off the alternate control and delete. The paint's not dry. There's another chapter to be written. And not only is another chapter to be written, but you guys are going to do some good. I'm liking this. I'm going to just take a second to give you the ultimate tap of my owl. Because when I come up with a smart idea with smart people, we tap the owl and the light goes on. So to me, the light goes on this idea because I don't think this idea is there yet, but it's an idea that's for the right reasons. It has a little flair to it, because that always bothers me sometimes. You know, you've thought it through and you've got the experience with having the flair. I can see somebody's got some fashion sense, and then there's so many opportunities because there's so many celebrities that have charities that don't have sneaker deals that would love to go do this. And we saw Gary Vee, which I started the show, who just did an amazing job launching his sneaker. And that's what people, they want to wear some different stuff on their feet. Shoes
And
are
Brandon,
important.
it's also not a long-term commitment of a sneaker.
Yeah.
It's a one-up, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite American important charity to you? Could we raise $100,000 for them? That's it.
I think you go to Modell's, who's Crohn's and colitis, who's, you know, his brother unfortunately passed away, right? I love Mitch, good friend of mine. And you'd like to think he put a couple hundred pairs of sneakers in each one of his stores for Crohn's and colitis and could go raise a few $100,000. That's a perfect fundraiser for him.
It's really easy.
And he's got the distribution. Like, I could see you rock and roll. Oh, are you sleeping in the corner there? I mean, where are you with Mitch Modell? Why wouldn't you go to Mitch? By the way, Ben, we have to get Mitch on this show. Jack, can you see if you can call Mitch, see if we can get him to phone in?
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get Mitch on the phone. But at the very least, we'll call Mitch on the way from wherever we're going here to see. We got to call him because that's a perfect idea, I think, for Mitch. We got to get Joel Palmieri on the phone with the opioids because I know he's going to want to do something like this.
That's an important initiative to us. It's on the list. We are very passionate about that. We also want to tell you that we think that the fact that you do this for people like us is amazing, and we really thank you. Really, this
I
is
appreciate
just
it.
fantastic.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
But let me ask you something. Where you are right now versus where you want to be, there's a gap and a hyphen. What is it? What's the number one thing you need to kind of really burst this thing through the cake?
The charity and the celebrity now, we have the other pieces are there. We've done all of this with our first round on friends and family. Bringing
we
that,
need a strategic.
we need a strategic.
How much
And-
money does it take to start a company like this?
Well, you know, what we've put in so far, this is an injection mold system, not a vulcanized. So there was it cost $3,000 per mold, per size, per left, per right. So we have a number of hundred thousands of dollars
Okay.
invested
You
in.
probably
in
have
this
about
we have
40
a
or 50 molds, probably.
We have we have
Yeah.
factory. You know, we spent some time finding a factory, preparing for success. We're making in Mexico.
Did you go to that? Did you go to that factory? Or you were
I've
Many-
I
many-
lived at that factory
lived-
for.
lived.
just asking? I just
but-
want people out there to understand, like, you have to get up off your ass
And if
go
we-
do things. Like,
and if
so
we could
did
do
you
it in
go
the
out,
US,
I mean,
we
you have to spend
would.
time in Mexico working with these people to get this place done.
Oh, absolutely! After 3 different
Okay.
tries, these guys are they're American educated, they're smart, they're excited to go forward with us. So we prepared for success, and we have a factory that can produce a lot of inventory. Because
So no problem. If I came to you and I had an idea, we'll take a look at this.
So
It's kind of cool. This kind of gives you a little bit of an idea. You can see that, Ben? Is that clear or no? Can you guys see that? This kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of the point of sale. But I think at the end of the day, if I go to your website, it's going to work?
Yeah.
Yes.
PINNZ.com?
yeah,
Absolutely.
but you're not going to be able to buy. So
No.
that's what we need. We
Hey,
need,
how great is that website? I'm going to send my wife there right now. Go look, honey, but don't buy. But I don't think I never can get her to go on the sneakers, but maybe a pair of these. But let me ask you a question. If I did come to you right now and I did have an idea right now, is it 3 months? Is it 2 months? I mean, how long a wait is it for you to go put all this together?
From the day that you tell us what the charity, cause, event, distribution, whatever is, we could be at your door in 4 months.
Okay.
The first.
So we're looking really at the
And
spring
after
right now,
that,
it's summer.
Spring.
five
Right?
weeks.
Spring and summer?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
So you're really at the initial stages of this puppy. This thing is like a baby, just kind of
Well, it's a startup that has done all of its homework and is ready to launch. Tomorrow, we could put things into production. We could get our social media ready to go, all the Instagram, all of it. We're just kind of standing on the edge of the
You ready to
cliff,
go?
ready
Yeah,
to,
we're
Wanting
ready to
something
go.
done.
ready to skydive.
Yeah, and patience at the beginning when you have such a good idea is so important because these first few decisions,
Yep.
a lot of people look at the size. I look at the precision, doing the right things and getting off on the right foot, so to speak, is so important. And that's where a lot of entrepreneurs go wrong is they want to go gangbusters. And I think getting off on the right foot and less is more, but better quality wins the race.
All the preparation, it's a question of preparing for success. And in my first company, we started to kind of overgrow our production and whatever. I know when we do what we're gonna do, that it's going to, I hate to use the word explode, but I feel like it's going to. So what we
You
did
have a
was
warehouse
make
now for
sure
this, or like you have offices, warehouse? I mean, I think of things like
all of it's
all there.
it's
We're
all there.
completely
It's-
set up.
No, it's all ready.
it's all right. You don't have a warehouse yet, though, because you don't have the inventory yet.
We have the warehouse
Yes.
lined up and ready.
Okay.
We have the
Fulfillment.
manufacturer line. All we have to do is push the button and pay for it.
So, are you looking for investors?
We're looking
Let
for
me say something. You got brands out there that spend millions of dollars associating themselves with athletes.
Ben,
We
can
know
they hear
who
them
they
out
are.
there? Can they hear
So
that?
what we have to do is create our own niche for this. Now, when you look at these sneakers, they're not performance sneakers, Brandon.
That's
These
not-
are sneakers
yeah.
you're going to wear
fan sneakers.
just for the fun of it.
I get that.
Yeah. So to
I mean,
me,
we're
that's
not gonna, these are not sneakers you're going to go and play
That's the-
a serious game of tennis or
that's
golf
the
with, but-
niche.
Yeah.
No, but you can walk for hours in them. They
Yeah.
are very comfortable. So on the
Oh, is it
walks for
comfortable?
the
So they're
charity,
fan
They
sneakers.
are wearing, able to wear them. For
Couple
that.
last questions here. Are you looking for financing right now, or are you well set on the financing? You're really just looking to get the right charities or the right distribution set up?
We are looking for financial and strategic partners.
Okay.
So yes to everything you asked.
If you were to have one thing in this little genie bottle, what would the one thing be that you think would help you now go from where you are to the next stage? What's the one thing?
A
One
charity,
thing,
a
one.
charity or a cause partnership with some help on funding the first rollout.
So in a perfect world, you'd find somebody that's a bigwiggy, that's involved with a charity, that would get your first project started. That would be high profile, be able to finance the project.
Yes.
At the same time, he's making money for his charity.
Yes.
He's not even making really an investment. He's just kind of outlaying the money to get the thing rolling.
$100,000 for his charity.
Right.
Yep.
Not hard if you're out there. You want to do something for your charity, great. I wish you were here yesterday with Joe Palmera. I know he would have gone crazy for this, but we can go design it. I'd love to go find a designer, if you're out there, that would design a cool pair for us for this opioids epidemic.
Yep.
That would represent it in a weird way. My boys over here, Ben, we got to call these guys here that did my set here. If you get the camera on there for 1 second, did my set. Those guys are the coolest. What's their website, Ben?
They're
Yeah.
the Mural Kings.
The Mural Kings. Some bad. Those are some cool guys. I don't know what the lingo for really bad guys are. I mean, it's like in reality, that means good. But I don't know. If I said somebody was really bad when I was younger, that would mean they were bad. But now in today's world, that means they're good. So, but these guys are some really cool guys. The Mural Kings are all over the country. Maybe I can get them to design a pair of sneakers for the opioids and bring them into the game. Or maybe I just have to go down to Fashion Avenue and see if I can find somebody really cool that would maybe help me design it. You know, maybe a
We
Kenneth
will
Cole.
also
Me.
Yeah.
I would be the designer over here. You know, there's so much going on with input, but the whole, I think, idea of this is that you know, this is the classic American style that isn't out there yet, and every variation on it that can be customized, that can be personalized, that can be, is great.
But if I go with a designer, and just to be, you know, straight up here, and nothing against your design, and I said I have respect. I think these things are cool. I want an influencer designer, somebody who's coming with a huge social influence that I can go out there, hedge on his name, and that name's hedging on the charity work we're doing. So we got a trifecta. Obviously, I'm going to have you weigh in because that's what you do. You're
However
the
we
core
get
of it.
there.
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm a great collectible designer, but I'm a lot more genius when I start partnering up with Steph Curry or Mariano Rivera or Peyton Manning or an Eli Manning. Like, I'm looking like a genius designer. And obviously those names are the things that carry Steiner way much far ahead, even though I like to think I'm a great creator of products and licensed goods over the years here at Steiner. But and just as I would respect your views, but if I can go find a really cool name designer that's an influencer with a big following, then there's a double-edged there. You know, both.
No. That would
That's
be
the
good.
plan, and
That
that
would be
was
good.
the
You know.
plan to
That
be
would
able
work.
to
Yeah. That would
have
work.
them make the fabrics
Yeah.
on
I mean,
the
just a
inside
thought.
any way they want.
Yeah.
They can design the color scheme. It will also have a
Like
hang
it.
tag with the charity and their story on it, the designer story as well as the charity story. And
cool.
yeah, and then you asked about market research, and it was funny. We did market research in LA, streets of New York, and the streets of Las Vegas. And we literally set up out there and had people just on the street interviewing other people, and they went crazy for them.
Cool.
Where can I get these? When can I get these? And one thing they noticed that the kids noticed was this 1111 on the front. So it was a lucky number to them and their generation, and they think 1111 is luck.
Yeah.
And so they saw that, they resonated with that and the mismatch on the spare, and so we think,
That's cool.
we have something.
All right. All right. Well, here you have it. Go to PINNZ.com if you want more information. You want to get a hold of these ladies. You know how to do it. And please, you know, I'd love to hear your feedback on this. They'd love to hear your feedback. If you want to get involved, please reach out. Share this with friends. Want to get them off the ground. Want to see them do well. You probably won't hear the last of this because I'm sure between now and the next hour, I'll be somehow maybe putting a project together for one of my charities. I'd love to do a sneaker, and I think this is going to be a fun project for me. Until next time, please email in if you have anybody who has a sales idea, business idea, entrepreneur idea, young, old, green, white, blue. Please email us in. We'll call you during the shows. We're back next week with a couple great guests and some good shows. Hope you enjoyed the shows this week. A lot of fun, and hopefully we're helping all you entrepreneurs out there think a little bit different, think out of the box, and everything else. Have a great week, rest of your weekend. I'm headed to Minnesota to do a speech. If you're in Minnesota, I'll see you out there. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.